Newsshooter coverage of IBC 2025 is sponsored by B&H.
Hi, it's Matt here for Newsshooter.com at the iFilm Museum in Amsterdam, and I'm with John from FUJIFILM, now GFX ETERNA 55, officially announced today after, I guess, a year of teasing. How does it feel?
It feels great to be here at the Film Eye Museum, a beautiful location, and we're really excited as Fujifilm just to re-enter the motion imaging space with a dedicated digital cinema camera. So this digital filmmaking camera represents our re-entering into this space, and we're really excited for the future of that.
I guess it's been a long time coming, a year of teasers, but how long has this camera actually been in the development process for?
I believe a couple years. I'm still relatively new to the role. I started this past December. So our team's been growing a lot. Our digital imaging division as a whole really has been growing a lot, obviously on the still side for the past decade or so. But we're really excited for digital cinema and digital filmmaking.
So for people who may not be familiar with the ETERNA 55, just give me a brief run through of its main features.
Yeah, I mean, the one right away is the sensor size. It's a really unique aspect ratio, really unique format, and it's one that stands kind of on its own in the industry. So it's going to be the tallest that's commercially available for purchase. So what that does is it opens up a whole slew of unique perspective you can get with this camera. The other thing is our color. Our color from the beginning has always been really important to us, and has always been something that the industry has known. Our film stocks from back in the day, they were always beloved and known to carry a lot of depth to them. And we did all we could to make sure that was represented properly in here. So our colors are also are very pleasing and very creatively tuned. Outside of that, it's built with the expectations and the needs of filmmakers today. So you have all your pro style connections, your pro style build. It's light, it's durable. You also have connectivity and solutions like camera to cloud for expedited workflows or expedited delivery of assets. So yeah, we're really excited for what this package brings and how filmmakers start to utilize it.
And Fujifilm's sort of never been a company that's sort of like chase the market or chase trends or anything like that. And I guess this camera sort of represents a bit of that, because a lot of people may think, maybe Fujifilm should have gone with a full frame camera or an S35 camera to start. But why do you think they went with medium format?
I mean, we went with it because we believe in it ultimately, right? We believe in the aspect of large format to allow you to scale upwards, right? Because there will be crop modes in here, right? So you will be able to do full frame, you will be able to do Super 35 modes, but you can allow your vision to scale upwards as large as you'd like with this sensor. And to make the distinction here, right? We are calling this a large format camera because it's contextual to the industry and the medium, right? So in stills, this sensor format is typically called medium format, but in the cinema space, medium format isn't really a thing, right? It's not really something that's spoken about. So this is a large format cinematography camera, and within that, this fits more into the 65 millimeter category. And so particularly for things like anamorphic photography, if you do go that route, the height of this sensor really separates it for truly epic images. You can really get some really epic just angle of view, field of view out of the sensor, because anamorphic really leans on that height. The wider you go with the sensor, say you theoretically have a 2-to-1 sensor and you have a 2 times anamorphic, you de-squeeze to a 4-to-1, it's like, you're going to crop out of it, I guess, unless you're going to deliver 4-to-1. But that height allows you to also scale out. So wider, you have about 20% more width here than full frame, and you have about 30% more height than full frame. So you have a much larger imager that allows you to get the most out of it and crop it and allow it to fit your vision.
Some of our readers were asking, it is limited to ProRes 422 HQ internal in there. Any chance moving forward that we may see something like ProRes 444 or even internal RAW at some stage?
So that is yet to be confirmed, but currently it is going to be limited to ProRes 422. ProRes 422 HQ internally, and then if you do need RAW, you can go via HDMI for external recording, and that'll be 12-bit RAW. But I think a lot of that boils down to I think a fundamental question of what's the end goal of what we're doing in filmmaking, right? And a lot of times it kind of it's a very spec-driven industry nowadays, but traditional filmmaking is really just about getting a beautiful image, right? And if you ask the question of can this camera deliver a beautiful image, I think the answer to that is a resounding yes. You know, the format itself, the color, allows you to get aesthetics that you can truly work with and deliver. And F-Log2C is a very flexible gamma curve within F-Gamut C, which is nearly the size of ACES as far as a color space. You get high fidelity color. I think most users would be very surprised with what they can get out of this camera.
And finally, you know, obviously this camera's sitting in a fairly sort of niche part of the market.
Yeah.
Is Fujifilm going to look to develop more digital cinema cameras based on the response that they get from the Eterna 55 going forward?
You know, I think we're always listening. We're always open to it, and you know, like you said a little bit earlier, you know, we like to do what we like to develop products for things we believe in, right? So we believe in the large format 4:3 imager, but we also, you know, we also believe in the future of motion imaging. So there's nothing at the moment, but I definitely wouldn't rule things out necessarily. You know, we'll see how this goes, and we're really excited to see what filmmakers do with it.